about just a celebration of this journey and what you guys have done for me, your support, your love.
What does Shelly mean to Jamaica?
What do you mean? Same thing we mean. Just glory and greatness. And longer than mine. Then I packed it up long time, but just keep going and winning more medals for the country and doing great, so happy for that.
Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce didn't just finish a race in Tokyo, she ended an era. Picture the scene. The pocket rocket, draped in Jamaican colors, lining up for her final 100 meters. The clock read 11:03, but this wasn't about times. This was about history. Fans weren't there for medals. They came for the goodbye. For nearly 2 decades, she ruled the track, silencing doubters, rewriting records, and inspiring millions. Now the world stood still to watch her bow out. This wasn't just the end of a career, it was the closing of a chapter no one wanted to see finish. Tonight, we revisit her journey, from a little-known runner in Osaka to the most decorated 100-meter sprinter in history. And we reveal why this farewell was more powerful than any gold medal she ever won. Tokyo 2025. The lights burned bright, the stadium buzzed, and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce took her mark for the last time. When the gun fired, the crowd held its breath. She crossed in 11.03 seconds, placing 6th. But nobody cared. The result wasn't the story, the moment was. Fans cried, flags waved, rivals applauded. Julian Alfred, Sharika Jackson, and Sha'Carri Richardson stood wide-eyed, realizing they were watching history exit the stage. Fireworks painted the sky. Chants of Shelly-Ann, Shelly-Ann thundered through the arena. She waved, smiling, but her eyes glistened. The farewell was bigger than a medal. It was bigger than the sport. It was a goodbye that felt like losing a piece of track and field itself. But to truly understand why this night mattered, you have to rewind nearly 2 decades to when nobody thought this girl from Waterhouse would become sprinting royalty.
You know, I thank the fans for their support always. It doesn't matter what's happening, they're always supporting, always cheering. And for me, that's what it's all about. I hope that I gave them something to cheer for and to look forward to.
Back in Osaka, 2007, a 20-year-old Shelly-Ann lined up for Jamaica's relay. Nobody noticed her. She was small, quiet, unproven. A year later, she shocked the world. Beijing, 2008. Gold in the 100 meters. At 21, she toppled the giants. Critics had called her too small, too inexperienced. She didn't just prove them wrong, she rewrote the script. Her explosive start, her raw drive, her fearless approach, suddenly the pocket rocket was born. While Usain Bolt grabbed headlines, Fraser-Pryce quietly built her own empire, one stride at a time. From that Olympic breakthrough, her career became a story of dominance and resilience. She wasn't just competing, she was creating a dynasty, and as the years rolled on, the medals piled higher than anyone dared predict. 10 World Championship golds, 4 silvers, a bronze, 3 Olympic golds, 4 silvers, another bronze. That's not just a career, it's a treasure chest. While most athletes dream of one medal, she stacked shelves with them. And it wasn't just the hardware, she reached every single 100-meter World Championship final since 2009. 16 years of consistency at the very top. That's unheard of. She became the oldest woman ever to win a World 100-meter title. And when she clocked 10.60 seconds, she stamped herself as the 3rd fastest woman in history. Only Flojo and Elaine Thompson-Herah sit ahead of her. Numbers like these don't whisper, they roar. But Shelly-Ann never let stats define her. For her, the records were proof. Proof that a girl from Kingston could not only reach the top, but stay there for nearly 20 years. But medals and times only tell half the story. The other half, inspiration. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce wasn't just fast. She was fearless. She became Mommy Rocket, proving that motherhood wasn't the end of athletic greatness. After giving birth to her son, she came back stronger, taking world titles again. Her bright wigs, green, pink, yellow, weren't just fashion. They were her signature, a reminder that confidence wins as much as talent. Her presence inspired an entire generation. Sha'Carri Richardson, Julian Alfred, Sharika Jackson, all of them chased the standard she set. But behind the glittering medals was sacrifice. She admitted the early mornings, the doubts, the pain of pushing a body to its limit. And yet she kept going. Every comeback, every defiant stride after critics wrote her off, became another lesson in resilience. That's why when she retired, the loss wasn't just felt in Jamaica. It echoed around the globe. And nowhere was that more obvious than in the emotional farewell Tokyo gave her. As she walked off the track in Tokyo, fans chanted, cried, and waved flags. Children wore neon wigs to look like her. Elder fans whispered stories about her first Olympic gold. Her rivals, the same women who once chased her, clapped her through a guard of honor. Signs read, "Thanks for everything, Shelly-Ann." She waved, smiling wide but fighting back tears. This wasn't just a goodbye from Jamaica. It was from the entire track and field world. For one night, rivals weren't competitors. They were admirers. Coaches praised her discipline. Fans praised her courage. And as she circled the stadium, the sound wasn't celebration. It was gratitude. A moment so rare, so powerful, it may never be repeated in this sport. But while Tokyo celebrated, the wider sporting world was already preparing to honor her in ways that stretched far beyond the track. The tributes came fast. Tanya Vizdak of Nike said it best. She hasn't just dominated the track, she's transformed it. For 17 years, her partnership with the brand told a story of consistency and greatness. Fans online were even more emotional. She deserves a garden in her honor, not just flowers. Others called her a beacon of hope. Coaches described her as the standard. Parents said their daughters wore wigs and ran barefoot pretending to be her. Even rivals admitted she raised the bar higher than anyone else. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce wasn't just an athlete. She was a movement. And yet, as the tributes poured in, one question rose to the surface. Who steps up now to carry Jamaica's sprint dynasty into the future? Jamaica has the talent. Tina and Tia Clayton, Oblique Seville, Kishane Thompson, Sharika Jackson still chasing gold. The next generation is ready. But filling Shelly-Ann's shoes? That's a different story. For years, she was the constant. The anchor Jamaica could always trust. Without her, the pressure shifts. And while Jamaica looks to its future, the Americans smell opportunity. Sha'Carri Richardson's rivalry with Jamaican sprinters is heating up. The stage is set for new battles. But even as new stars rise, they all run in her shadow. Fraser-Pryce didn't just raise the bar. She built it. Her influence isn't going anywhere. The only question is, who will dare to carry her legacy forward? The image is unforgettable. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce kneeling, placing her spikes on the track one last time. The crowd roared, fireworks exploded in green and gold, and the world whispered, "Thank you." This wasn't just retirement, it was immortality. Because greatness like hers doesn't fade. The medals may tarnish, the records may fall, but the impact remains forever. For nearly 20 years, she proved that size, age, or circumstance could never limit determination. She was more than Jamaica's pride. She was track and field's heartbeat. And though she won't crouch in the blocks again, every sprinter lining up in the future will feel her presence. Because the truth is simple. The pocket rocket may have left the track, but her legacy will keep running for generations.